Ba-da-dum-dum. Ba-da-dum-dum-dum. Dum-dum-dum. That was so off key. Holy shit. Anyway, hi. 1 second. Whoops. Hold on. I need to make this full screen again. Hold on. Hold on. Almost got it. Hold on. Almost got it. And we got it. There we go. Ow, ow. I got a pimple on my chin. It's uncomfortable. Anyway. Let me, do this real- okay, let me, hold on. Actually, hold on, let me check something. Hold on, pause. Hold, double checking. Double checked. And we're good. I almost closed my browser, but that's fine. We're here. It's Friday. I am tired. I'm tired. It's an EP. It really is an EP week. Wednesday was a short stream. Thursday, we didn't do any study streams this week yet. We are gonna do one on Sunday. I promise. I promise. I was just very tired yesterday, and I got distracted, and then I forgot that it was too late. But we're gonna have one Sunday, and hopefully then we can get back to more frequent stuff, because I also need that. I have not done much studying at all this week. One week alone isn't gonna, make that big a difference, but I do have to get back to it. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing well today. We are here with more Greatest Attorney, and I believe we may actually be able to finish this case today. If I did go and look up a walkthrough just to see where we're at, and including, reading time and yapping time and breaks and everything, we should have this done in like 2 hours tops, I think. We don't really have much left. We have at least one cross-examination, I believe, and after that, I don't know. Maybe this case is gonna end with, I don't know, another fire, another person dying, possibly. I don't know. It does seem that we're only gonna have one investigation day and one trial day, though, as I thought, because this case is pretty, long enough for just one of each, which is, it's very interesting. It's very interesting how they're stepping out of the traditional, like, investigation, trial situation, where, that's been present in the previous attorney games, and meanwhile here, the first case was, just a trial, obviously. That's usually the case. Second case was only investigation and not trial. Third case was only trial, and now we're combining two. So I wonder if we're gonna have the usual formula for case 5. And we're gonna shorten all that up a bit. I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Yeah. With that said, though, let us the safe game, I think. Objection to what? Was that? Oh, it's because, okay, right, because I actually I need to go load. And then 518, 640. Wait. This is the one. This should be the one. I pressed to welcome in. I think that was Apollo's objection, wasn't it? Or wait, is that the one? Hold on. Is this where we were at? Ah, okay, never mind. I think we're here. Right, we wanted to cross-examine, I think. And then they said no? Something along those lines? I don't know. Something along those lines. I also forgot what voice I gave you. I keep forgetting. I object to the Bobby. You know what? That's very valid. Let me get some water. What voice did I give you? Something along the lines of, fuck, what was it? Hold on. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. Something along those lines. You see, sir, witness on the top floor of the Garrett house are top-hinged casements.
Obviously, if anything bad had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rowley was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
Is that a string he's chewing? Yes. Or it's the, you know, from his Bobby, I think. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for 1 moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Well, this is quite startling. Top-hinged casement windows. What are those, again?
That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Not the fingers! Not the fingertips touching. Yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy.
You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
No, sir! Sorry, but... What exactly is a top-hinged casement window? Yeah, my thoughts.
And you? You cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend.
Of course. Sorry.
I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh yeah, how you doing? Oh, there we go. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mrs. Garrett's room.
Alright, I'll try.
So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house.
Ah. That's weird. That's interesting.
But as it's a top-hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see.
Facial like yesterday? Ooh, congrats!
I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount.
It prevents it opening?
This is all news to me.
Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight to the pavement below.
You see the problem then? Good. Your education in windows is complete. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered. Something we've discounted already.
No, Ryunosuke's power is not a power. He's no Apollo. As far as we know, he's no Apollo, he's no Phoenix, he's no Athena. He's just regular old Ryunosuke. Reacted to the faults. I have not. I completely forgot about that. I've not reacted to that.
Did you see that, Rowdy? That young Japanese man just collapsed in agony.
Also, you know what that means if she got a false constant? That means she still got that means she still got more than an accident during his anniversary, during last year's anniversary, during his banner, his release. Anyway.
Oh, Rowdy, you're so strong.
How is this happening?
I haven't even started the cross-examination yet. My argument's been destroyed.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it at the end of stream. Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again,
The court awaits your cross-examination.
valid crash out. I will never stop crashing out about that. Because, once again, as in other cases, all men! Not every man, but always a man! Is that a bandage on his helmet? Is it? I wasn't paying attention. Let me check that again. Oh god. Is it? It might? Yeah, maybe, yeah. It's a very battered, helmet. Okay. Press, press, press. Is this sworn duty? Uh-huh. Can't say I remember. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's that. Yep. Okay, well, you're so manly. Yeah. Okay, of course I am. Dottie Patricia. Yay. Oh, Pat Elrowley. Blah, blah, blah. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Okay, there was... Okay, that was nothing. Oh, just one thing. I very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you take back some tales of us London Barbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. Okay. Aha! Give it! There we go! This freaking animation. Okay, let's have a look at this, because I wonder, they showed it a couple times, but we didn't get it until now. Policemen will strive to preserve the peace within this, okay. Patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles on his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Okay. It wasn't his beat. So whose was it? Anyway. Well, we'll wait on that for now. They don't open fully. Allow a bit of air. Anything throw it out. Uh-huh. Mark on the map. Okay, that would be helpful. Would have fallen. Okay. Another question. Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house is furnished with? Must be getting to me? Probably. Okay, very simple. Oh yeah, but the investigation, yes? Sure, Jay? Do you have something to add, Ms. Beat?
Sorry?
You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky.
Lucky?
Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky that it didn't happen on Rowley's beat.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Rowley's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love?
Constable Beat. No! Oh, yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garrett household yesterday. Okay, the house on my beat, you see. Oh, Putting it close.
Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garrett household is on your beach, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well?
Outside Mr. Garrett's house. Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is... Then why did she leave? Just on the other side, we would... Wait. Am I misunderstanding something here? Guys are looking for the benefit. Yeah, you know what I think? Hold on. The pavement on that side. Okay. That's what I was understanding. Okay. The pavement right next to it. Gotcha. Officially on record, yes. The border of which runs down the middle of Briar Road. Okay. Okay, let's skim through these. And it was dark. Gazing at the star, looking for a lucky star. Spiritual happiness. I would have made a wish upon it. Neither a book nor a knife passed by. Where for example I was going. Not so bad. It can't be yada yada yada. Got a little lost on the way. That, yeah, you know what? Sure. Whatever you say, buddy. Hold on, what is... Okay, never mind, we're good. Oh, please. 15 minutes. At the scene, nothing was disturbed. Seems a little strange. Was originally in the Garrett household, so the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Probably that happened to be burned. Why would the victim continue to put it in their hand? Okay, it was already there. Okay, so we have two statements here that are a little odd. Another knife and the book. Okay, some common thread. Okay, there was nothing to present here. Okay.
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lewis, sir?
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell.
What? I wasn't really, I mean...
What's she doing? Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less.
Okay, don't start. I mean, don't start this. I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you.
No excuses. I don't want to hear it.
Heckle, how you doing? Case 4 indeed.
My voice will be heard.
You know what? Good for you, lady.
My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
Yes, Miss Bede, I'll allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire.
Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one.
That was a very loud mutter.
I heard that.
They remind me of those little figures inside the Christmas clocks, the ones that look like houses. I feel like I get what you mean, but I also don't.
Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rowley won't.
Duly noted, Miss Beach. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. Okay, what's... Oh. Right. That's all she said? Okay, hold on. The ones with hammers and there's a cuckoo bird on top. Oh, I think I see what you mean now.
Mrs. Bede, nobody is questioning what you told us. I saw it, I did. That evening I saw it clearly. That little Easter man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene. But I know what I didn't see as well.
Okay. All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction?
Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rowley. He gets
ever so cross. What's up with that? Constable Beach, is there a problem? Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, sir, yes, sir. I was just remembering the same thing happened that evening is all. Lost her way on the night of the incident. Well, you say I sent her off to find a police box in the next speed over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than I was expecting. Uh-huh. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. Because of the bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about? Waiting in a review, I want to saved up for it with one time. How romantic!
I'd forgotten all about it until just now. But you, my darling.
That was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Yeah, sure did. Have to ask her about the bouquet. True. Ah, there we go. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
True. I'd be surprised if he isn't troubled. At all. Dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. Okay. At the scene? Oh, I was so upset.
Interesting. Was there a bouquet found at the scene?
I dropped it in a dark spot where all the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first. And then you went there to report the crime. Came back together with the other constable. That's when I spotted my bouquet. Okay, it was still... When I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the You motherfucker, you moved the body, you bitch. Or someone did.
In case you need reminding, Miss Beatty, the victim is not deceased. I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably.
I tried to silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street.
Had you now? So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Forgot to pick it back up. The beautiful rose ordered about me. Okay.
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry solitary rose?
Hey, you know, it's the thought that counts.
Oh, yes, that is it! That's the bouquet Ronnie bought for me on our anniversary. Without bits of change you found in the
guitar? Maybe just call it a rose. Yeah, where did you come by the flower?
According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrett household! Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
A single rose is endearing. You're right about that. Oh, I think for good measure, the rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what exactly do we... Okay, so I have an idea, but where exactly... Okay, so we have the rose and we have the report. Drop the rose where she stood. I think this comes into play later. Can take my out of the crime scene for one moment. Nothing strange to report on that front. Okay, maybe it's this line. Whoops. Whoops. No, hold on. There we go. Maybe it's this one. And then we present the rose! You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be.
What do you mean to say?
In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby. Yes.
But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry blossom can be so described, no doubt it was blown by the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs.
Well, that's mean, first of all.
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact?
Ah.
No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honour. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why I really didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garridob's book. Mr. Garridob's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here, at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garridob's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. What are you trying to say? What are you talking? It sounds like you think my Rowley's done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking is what it is. Oh good, Mrs. Garridob's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garridob. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason. Let me speak, bitch! Tampering? You've barely heard the term before.
Well, I know what it means.
Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? There is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. So I must demand that you substantiate this Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? Okay, well, it's... Rowley. Whoops. Rowley. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rowley Beat, it was you. Why would my Rowley do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. Good for him. No puppy works more tirelessly for the people of London. Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it. You're making it up. It's all nonsense. All lies. What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it. If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it. Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing.
Evidence.
You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something.
Well, yeah.
But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense. You've offered no motive.
Oh, motive, right.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats.
Very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scenes of crime. Was he just asked to? Uh-huh. Will be irrevocably damaged. Okay.
Ooh, let me get some water.
Was to hide where the book fell, where the bouquet fell, where the victim fell. I mean, for tampering, not okay, tampering. Obviously, whoops. Obviously, you want to hide where the bouquet fell.
And why exactly?
Huh? Oh, well, of course, the reason is, I cannot sit comfortably today. I apologize. I'm shifting every 5 minutes, it feels like.
Do you have something to hide, my learned friend? For it seems you're unwilling to share the reason with the court.
Right. Okay, so the right answer would be where the victim fell. Where the book fell! Okay, is it the same, Okay, same thing. Okay, nothing special here. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs.
You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told her at the very start, didn't we? At the pavement of Briar Road, we saw it happen, remember?
That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What if she was stabbed, like, right before? And then... well... she was stabbed. No. I was thinking that she was stabbed before they got there, and then Joan, Mrs. Garadev, somehow hid the body, and then, you know, posed as... well, I mean, if there happened a way to hide the body, the initial body, because she was out cold, and then Joan steps in, you know, puts on that green coat and, like, poses as the victim, you know, puts on that whole spiel, and Broly was in on it, and then in the 50 minutes that Patricia was gone, they arranged everything.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Right here. But that's...
On the opposite side of the road. I don't understand.
On the evening in question, Mr. Garadeb's book fell directly down from the open window above. Okay. And your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move? Jesus. Turn. What was that, a 360? 720? What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road. Oh, or that, I mean, I guess. Could have been. Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 50 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print. The victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. But the constable overlooked one thing.
The bouquet, I presume?
Exactly.
The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Von Zeek said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light.
It couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously. Right.
Which is why it was only the bouquet
that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond, Constable Rowley Beat? One second. One moment. One moment. One second. Okay, there we go. Gently, minor Rowley. Truly.
Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important?
Oh, I hate you!
It isn't true, is it? What that lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is because you are the most upstanding, righteous man I know. I had a dream, a terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out, everything exposed.
Well. Yep, sure wasn't. Order!
What on earth is the meaning of all this? Oh, Rowdy, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is...
Well, she's not a corpse yet.
Wishing the victim dead should be one too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London Town. Can't say. I really am ever so sorry about all this, for damaging the Yard's reputation, for everything. I have a possible explanation for why on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. Well, buckle the fuck up, bitch! And yet, Lord Von Zeeks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. Thank you, Judge. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's... Extraordinary? Why, thank you. Counsel for the defense, if you please. Fun Diesel is surely a racerist. What a comment. Okay. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. Did he just not want to fucking work? Did he just not want to work? I realize that I'm a foreigner on this land, and I've only just arrived from Japan, which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honourable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on this beat is in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Oh! Their anniversary! Right. Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was looking so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal, when he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. Through the fog collapsed on the pavement ahead of them. What must have gone through the man's mind? Yep. He just wanted to have that one special day. This is the warrant card that Constable Beach offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigation and help detectives. Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said, it's all right. So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on the Constable Beat's beat. Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done? It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Oh, what, Jesus. I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. Then it dawned on me. I realized where we were where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. The crime is covered on his beat. A policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Damn, and why tonight of all nights? Man just wanted to spend one evening with his wife. It's a cop's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then when I opened my mouth to speak. It just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my mouth. Well, yeah, you know, it's simple, but at the end of the day, oh, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner. Just that one night. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction, just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care. You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see. I beg your pardon? Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, Maroni would never have left the poor woman in the freezing cold pavement. I see your meaning now. But God got me back for my sins, didn't he? That's why. That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. Oh no, Ronnie, that was all my fault. I should never have dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly. I mean, good thing you did. Rolly's my favorite character in this case, third favorite in the entire game. I don't remember much from this game, but this is surely never forgotten. I was trying so hard not to glaze on my boy before truth gets out. Listen, I like his character. I hate him for making me tired. Can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from the one side of the road to the other in total? Ooh, oh, 4 it was. Yes, definitely 4. And the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? And all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, well, so it's because that's how I found it. How you found it? What do you mean? When you first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Yes, sir, no doubt about it, sir. Interesting. I mean, maybe she just like picked it up, looked at it, and then was knocked out. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only the 2 people at the scene. And Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think any moving it at all over the road would make a darn difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it. My lord. Yes, Lord Van Dix.
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw.
Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will be called by Rowley? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Please don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late.
Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired.
All right then, my love.
One last thing, Constable.
Sir?
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you. Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Oh?
Leave now. This trial is not yet over.
Well, look at you! Well, look at that! Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Where we thought that a third party translating the entire scene of a crime like that?
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could...
No, he's not! We know that now, you bitch! No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already.
Lord Van Zix, is this true?
Very well. Name the person, if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. The defense would once again like to request cross-examination of a new witness, my lord. Once again. My assistant made the same request earlier. Van Diesel knows what's up. For once. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garrideb.
That request has already been denied.
Yeah, but only because we already had another witness. But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garrideb, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garrideb. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open, top-hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. And as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garrideb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before?
I don't recall it.
Seriously?
Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there in that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, did he?
Conveniently, yes. I was gonna say I don't remember that, but I'm always willing to admit when my memory is, you know, failing me. But no, I do not remember him saying that. I remember them saying that this had never happened before, this was unusual. He said she didn't need to testify because we already had witnesses and we could take their testimonies. I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Oh! Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out. Why, that's just a common old garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home if one went missing. How would you expect me to know? What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying, please, Miss Garrett? Oh? Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor... No, don't the poor woman me. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. If you're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now, chop chop, do your worst. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Literally. Then take the stand, juror. Okay. The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman. Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm going to have to testify. Juror number 4, as I'm sure you will appreciate having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even have been aware. Oh dearie me. So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garrett. Mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. Ooh. I'm here, in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer! Yes, you are, Hottie. Yes, you are, Hottie. Witness, state your name and occupation. Oh, well, yes, my name is Joan Garrison. And I'm, well, I'm a juror, and such like. Sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore. The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam? Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth. Oh dearie me. Chin up, Joni, nothing to worry about now. Oh, he's right there. And the handprint is gone. Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. Look at her, she's starry-eyed. Wasn't only you in the room that day, you thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you think? What about your knee, dear? Don't you worry about that, Harley knows it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comment to face disciplinary action alone.
John!
I presume you are Mr. John Garrido?
Yes, sir. Former second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir? Seen a fair share of action and now living in the quiet life, as it were. The quiet life. Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question?
Oh, well, yes. Quite. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question.
So, at once.
Oh god. Oh! And this is where we will take a break. And we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, and we're back. I got myself a little snack. A little, what are they called? Kinder, chocolate bar, no, chocolate, snack. Kinder Eagle, snack, chocolate. Yes. Anyway, continue. I accidentally pressed onward, so let me reread that. On the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though and got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd noticed if one or two went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, he'll have a job proving it, I think. Oh, if only they knew about handprints, fingerprints, handprints, fingers of the fingerprints of the hand of the prince. But so the store was quite the battlefield in your household that evening. Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. I had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept stilling us for another minute, we'd have sure been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware of that on every battlefield you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment. Blaze, how you doing? What happened? We're done with Mr. Policeman and his wife. He moved the crime scene with body and all because he didn't want to work on the one day that he got to spend with his wife in like a month or so. So he moved the crime scene, so it was out of his jurisdiction. So now we discovered that where the victim actually fell was right below the Garrett house, and now we're cross-examining them to see if they did it. Are we still talking about a marital squirrel here? The hell? Yeah, that's the TLDR of it. I must say, I'm dubious that his testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end. Funzies may well be right, but he's not being as, what do you call that? He's not being as much of a bitch about it. Lenny, welcome in. How you doing? And have fun catching up. Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm afraid so. Okay. That was yesterday. A note. Passionate note. Little secret. Mighty of slaps. Hell on her. Okay, buddy. Shut up. When a chap says he can recall such things, it's common easy not to drag it all up. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway. A likely story. These waters run very, very deep. A good smack in the forest deserved. Not necessarily, because I mean maybe like in general, but like for that specific situation, it wasn't even his name. The name on the note wasn't even his. To our knowledge. I'm the furniture, didn't it? Anything just happened to my fur. Oh, well. Public water pump during the day if you didn't use it. Okay. Buys water in bottles. Obviously very well off. I wouldn't consider him well off, but... Fortunately enough, okay. Brew was on fire, as far as I'm concerned at the time. Yeah, there's sun and moon. More important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. You know what? I can get behind that. Huh. Was a knife among those? Don't recall. I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge. A napkin? Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garadeb. For some reason YouTube hates that? Well, that is so weird. I don't know what their issue is. Don't shoot. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed it directly with something. Good grief, woman, we're not at home now. This is a court of law. Oh, dearie me, ever so sorry, dear. What's she even doing with a teapot in here? Oh, it's not, it's... Get used to it. Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously. Well, take a look at this, then. How do you suppose that happened, huh? Your pipe. I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. But to clean out with one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. And when I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. Oh yeah, it is taped up, I guess, yeah. I would never have been sent flying unless it was it. Would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing up for now. Do I want to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? I don't like this too. I don't like the concept. It's always important. Everything's always important. The defense believes Mr. Garadeb's remarks just now to be of great significance. Managed to get E1, S1 Nessia, but is this how the Anaxa players feel? She never stops acting, always the old follow-up or her relation skill. If you have Saridra, then yes, this may be how Anaxa players feel. Nothing's our bandage for some reason would be even more gross when he stirred his cough tea. True. This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife and pipes as well as hearts may be broken. Sentimental wisdom perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony. Common sense, one might say. Might one? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipes, sir? Oh, well, I don't see why not. Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady. Okay. No, you're good, honey. First time a request to add something to a testimony was turned down, actually. Is there maybe like a cut on it, a scratch mark of some sort? pretty. Pretty blue wood. Sorry, state. Ominous to me. I started trying to warn about it because doesn't get out of the you're scared of, given that he's gone over the tournament. Or he can afford to replace it. True. Okay, whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, would you look at that? However that got in there. Tiny fragment of metal, eh? Tip of a blade, you say? And a small nick. Being well loved goes hand in hand with getting some battle scars. Don't learn, no. And that's about all. Haha. Okay, skim through this. Partial spell of carving. Okay, fishing tackles, you know, sort of thing. Partial one fingers and that's my letter work. It does with the things, okay. Speaking of which, I ordered some knives recently. I ordered, I am combining my interest in gemstones and pretty rocks and blades by getting 2 knives. One which is made of opalite, the blade, and the other is like it reminds me of, what is that stone called in English? Is it bismuth? Bismuth? Like it's like a very colorful, very colorful, colorful like crystal, chemical and colorful crystal. So it's got like a rainbowy color. It's so pretty. I'm probably gonna like send some pictures like or post them like on Twitter and Blue Sky once they get here. It's 2 knives. Okay, well I'm not that far. Here we go again. Yep. Da, da, da. We have a neighbor who collects knives. Who has a room full of them. Truly one of a kind. Yeah, no, like they're just very like. There's some knives that are just really pretty. Like even some of our kitchen knives. Like one like little collection we have is just really pretty. I like it. Do I think my grandparents may give me an odd look when they see I have ordered 2 knives? Maybe. But I don't care. Whoopsies, I forgot about that. I didn't press that one. I know. Okay, I assume it's gonna be the last statement. You'll have a job proving it. There we go. Not the shiny stuff on them, really stylish. Ooh. The thing with like getting like gems, like knives made out of like crystals or gemstones is that you have to be very careful about like them being real. Like there's so many knives that are sold that are like red obsidian or blue obsidian, which are like pretty rare stones or minerals that you have you have to actually know what to look for and how they look, because otherwise there's a chance that, you know, you're just getting scammed and they're actually just using like colored glass. You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can't? Used to call me Dead-Eye Dare back in the regiment, of course, but that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, he does. Dearie me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word.
We could just, like, you know, speculate, based, you know, make reason, like, make conclusions and stuff, you know, deductions based on the rest of the word. You must be very dizzy. Good one, Rionosuke.
A tiny scrap of metal.
Almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. Quite concerned about it though. The Asia is prone to earthquakes. Imagine what happened to his Imagine what happened to him. Well, yeah. That is true. Well, if he happens to be in that room when something happens, I fear that'd be very that would be a tad risky. A tad precarious of a situation. It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrydev's pipe.
A pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got there.
And what precisely does this fragment of matter signify, Council? Some final destination shit? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? Slap! I am. What? When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence when paired with this fragment allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case? The knife! What do you have? This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing.
A common issue with the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones.
And what of this particular knife?
No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Brother, have you not put two and two together yet? No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrydev's pipe. Garrydev's. Oh, his heart. Someone call a doctor. I don't believe it. Not the pose. Look at that. You corny motherfucker. I really, he's so funny. Oh god, the hand over the face. Also, yeah, a blade or like just like a tip of metal inside the pipe is pretty fucking dangerous. They are a perfect match. Good golly gosh! Indeed! I love her standing on a little crate. Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? Excuse you?
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
A miracle? So Van Zieks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrydev's pipe? A land for the racers!
Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony.
Time on the onslaught. Yep.
dearie me.
During the argument between those two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrett flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrett, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
Which caused the tip to break off, of course.
Good lord! Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. 1,000,000 to 1 indeed, but not 0. Did he just do the Francisco Bow movement? He's done that a couple times, yeah. He did do the, well, no, he grabbed his heart, not his shoulder. Not quite a Manfred move. He did a Blackwell move, though. And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garretts' house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below.
Oh gosh, oh
gosh, oh dear, oh no! What? What do you want? Oh, he's got his wine back. Okay, he's drinking from it.
A full-bodied theory, I'll give you. Okay, what is it? A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his ugh.
What is it now?
But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see...
Woo!
It's spoilt by an insurmountable inconsistency.
Alright, shoot. Shoot. How easy is it gonna be? How easy is it gonna be?
An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with a knife planted in the middle of her back.
Yeah, and? Yes, in her...
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about?
She could have picked up the book and then it fell on her. Easy as that.
The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above...
There we go. Another one.
There's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
No, 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 no. No, no, no. Stop slapping him. Yeah, sure you didn't. I was gonna ask where's that juror, but she's literally in the stand. On the stand.
It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder. If the theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history.
No, 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 no. I can see the truth. We are on the right track. Or in other words,
we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency, and the theory will stand.
Exactly. I present some divorce papers for the two. Yeah, they're a little dysfunctional.
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all. Your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the core record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there. It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
1, 2, 3! There we go. It doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes! If the knife fell on the victim from above, there is no way it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is.
What are you implying?
There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Automaton, as you say? Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. One deep breath. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at the last. Okay, it's my armband. Local map, relevant to the case. Secondhand book, Matt Smith. Early 20s, East Side, Raleigh Beach. Unconscious, details are unknown. Large knife, no other signs. Running away by the reporting officer and was sexually arrested for a day. Okay, not this one. Immediately went from pointing to stressed out pose. No, that's so funny. Lost the victim's back. Ah, that's the one. Okay. This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present.
The burnt book.
Is that not Mr. Garridip's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand.
But as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that.
Right, so as part of his wholesale planting off this crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That was a sentence that I just read. The cameras didn't cut fast enough? Probably. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beach made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. That's how you found it, yep. She was already holding it. In other words, the victim had already picked up the book of her own volition. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By jingo indeed, whatever that means.
I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh, dearie me. We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garridip household onto the pavement below. At precisely the moment that the victim was walking past.
Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her.
The book I threw!
I don't know what it means. I know what it means with a K, because I've watched Bungo Stray Dogs. Yes, Mrs. Garridip, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement?
Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up.
Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book. Oh, heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, indicate strong assertion of stuff. Thank you. What position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, the next object fell from the room above, the jackknife straight into the middle of her back. And at that same time, by walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Well, I never. It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Like, oh, blimey, I would assume. And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. Sure, never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb?
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that. There, old bean. Or Mrs. Garadeb.
Languages do be silly.
Oh! Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well. John, dear. It's all right, I know. I'm ever so sorry. Truly.
I'm sorry! There she goes. How sweet. You good? You good, sir? How sweet, still. Oh, and there they go, both. Yeah, Jade is more like fooling around of sorts. Oh, Franzique, what news of Mrs. Garadeb?
She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in an especially flustered state.
Yeah, this was an interesting case. No murder, yet. It was a pure accident. We've only had one of those cases before. Well, not even, because there wasn't even a death this time. Yet.
However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could easily have been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There is some good news, however, my lord.
Did she wake up?
They've just had word from the hospital where the victim's being treated.
Fuck, you mean yet? The filler case ain't gonna be 10 hours long. Assuming it's a filler case, considering what happened last episode.
Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon.
It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. True.
How wonderful!
The woman is out of danger, it seems. That is good news. thought her cheeks would start freaking out from all that jiggling. Mr. Shoseki Natsume? He doesn't even have whiskers! What do you mean whiskers? What was it? Was it yours? Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
No, it is me who should be begging your pardon.
Oh, no, Mr. Natsume.
That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again, in my confusion.
What conclusion, sir?
I was sure that the woman was dead.
Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless.
It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog. They're haunting me.
Poor Soseki-san. His imagination really has got the better of him. Maybe the real one has whiskers? Maybe the real one is a cat.
So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police! Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We will be fooled by this spirit and led to false conclusions, but thanks to Lord Van Zieks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain is now... Okay, listen, I did a lot more than you know. I take offense to the fact that he was mentioned before me. I heartily commend you both. Oh, that's interesting. That's funny, Mania? Question mark? Oh, does it work this time? Why does it not work? Why is that the thing that doesn't work? Hold on. Hold on. I will do it manually for you. But also, Nova, welcome in. Hold on. Until I get this to work, I will simply do it manually. Hold on. I will simply have to do it manually. Fuck, did I mess up? Fuck, I think I might have messed up. No, did I? Wait, did I? No, yes, no. Hold on. Did I not have a command for that? For a hotkey for that? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm staring at YouTube Studio. Hold on. Stream hates the gay stash for real. Hold on. Wait in the void for a second. Oh! It disconnected my Twitch account! That's the fucking issue!
Objection!
That was the fucking issue! That was it! I think that was it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me test. No, it still doesn't work. No, it's still not working. Hold on. Hold on. Twitch account not logged in. I am logged in. Log in and activate. Connected. Whoops. Whoops. Hold on. Hold on. Third test. Hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the frick? Select Twitch redeem. Do this. Do that. Save. Not give. No. Not answering case. Hold on. We're fixing this. We're fixing this right now. We are trying to fix this right now. Items. Save. Yes. Hold on. You know what? I'm doing it manually for now. But I will figure this out. What are you doing? What are you? Oh my god, why is it moving like that? Why is it moving like that? Why is it moving like... Why is it moving like that? Hold on. Why is it moving like that? Why is it moving like... Why is it moving like that? Why is it doing that? You did succeed. You did indeed succeed. You did actually succeed, yes. Because now this is bothering me. There should be nothing else wrong. There should be nothing amiss. Okay, it's back to it's normal now. It's normal now. Whatever. What the fuck is going on with that? Why does it look like... Okay, is VTube Studio breaking? Is VTube Studio just breaking? Look at the mustache. Why does it look like that? It doesn't look like that in VTube Studio. Why does it look like that here? Why does it... You know what? Fuck it, I guess. I guess, okay, that's the mustache now. True, okay, I guess. Sure. sure, I guess we'll make do with the scuff. And at some point I will figure this out. Anyway, sorry. We have like 5 minutes left of this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? They're in just conclusion, you say?
I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times.
Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure.
Sitting in for the old bean while she's out of action, you know. But I know what her decision would be.
Yeah, the stat is like oh my god, is it because of the transparency? Oh, is it because of the transparency? That might be it. It might have something to do with the transparency setting. That's weird. That's weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see how to fix that. Cool quarter restored to all the grandchildren when I got home. Why, yes, you will. That is very silly. What if I just checking while they go on? Just checking. Nope. And that doesn't even fix it. That doesn't even fix it. Oh my god, yeah, one part is... that's so fascinating. That's so fascinating. Like, just one part is... just like the middle part of the mustache is like completely transparent. Like, you can see the bench behind me. Anyway, not guilty. That is very, very funny. Wait. There we go. I remembered I at some point had a chroma key filter on for something. And it was yellow. It was picking up the yellow. There we go. Now we're cooking. Anyway, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord, sir. You are now a free man once more, assuming that, you will not be met with an unfortunate fate by the time you step out of this courtroom. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. I knew it, I just wasn't saying it to keep it in for a little longer. And may you never again be brought before me. Oh yes, sir, of course. All my life, I swear I never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. Okay, now here's the question. What now? Is he going? Is he going to stay alive? Oh, Loka. Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another locum here? Is there even one?
Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
Thank God it has. What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, at last, I'm free, I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Heady, hearty happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
Would it be so hard just to say that, then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault, after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now.
No, not that. Lovely, loyal, locum, loyal.
Yes?
I mean, as I said before, I've just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. From high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback.
Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
What? Today, you, locum lawyer, gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench, before those babbling British. You babbled to the bitter end, laying bare all the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold, the best barrister I've ever born!"
Well, that's very flattering. A lot of bees. Garrett, I would have trouble with reading that. And we're very pleased for you.
This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back at Japan.
Oh, an anecdote. Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. I knew it. I apologize to have kept you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I'm here not a moment too soon. The disaster of it has been averted, I'm glad to say. Sentence that I read, yes, correctly. The trial shall begin presently, Mrs. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No. Then my haste was in vain. It's you! Hairlock Sholmes, indeed. Oh, have we met, sir?
This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. This is all your fault, Hairlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah. Had she been taken to hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such experience. Yes.
I do feel very badly about how I behaved.
Well, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir?
Nothing.
Oh, well, okay. Priceless! Oh, I am sorry, really, but... that was quite priceless. Poor Soseki-san. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty.
But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this,
I'm still cursed by the spirits and... now by the Reaper. Right.
I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're not found guilty, you're still doomed!
It will be all right, Mr. Natsume. If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you.
Oh. Hiya!
With a perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Much I like being turned on my head. A bit of warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences with your friends back in Japan?
Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh,
It's already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it.
that's very touching, Mr. Natsume.
Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse.
That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own.
Ah, nice. Can be an interesting read. Indeed, indeed. I haven't read any of his work, actually. Does he have multiple? I've not read one, at least.
And what about Miss Susato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry, what about us?
Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot?
Why would we?
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet.
And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not?
That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you could take my lodgings.
The windowless room? Better than nothing.
It more than makes up for the floor, ceiling, and walls.
True. Great.
And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit!
Oh yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call.
It's a cat. It's the cat. We'll think about it if that's alright.
Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodging with me?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of?
Oh, this is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to taking lodgings in the great detective's office. This attic. Aren't you overcome for words?
So, suggesting we look elsewhere is out. Okay.
Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes.
Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy.
Locum, I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London.
Well, likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon.
Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Locum, we'll meet again one day.
I'm sure. And hopefully by then I'll be a successful lawyer.
Hopefully by then I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, sir.
I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening.
And so, with Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home. 221B Baker Street. Cutscene. Oh! Is that a bunch of onion, garlic, something? And a shovel. Okay. Oh, right.
So this is to be our new office, yes.
Our office?
I rather like the sound of that. Me too, it's simply wonderful, isn't it?
Welcome in, Zen. Very beautiful mustache, thank you.
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step, but I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now.
So, my dear fellows, how do you like the place? Oh, look at him! He is fabulous!
Yes, thank you very much. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the island. Splendid.
Hey.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital?
It's very exciting, actually.
I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Those are precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is.
Sorry?
London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. The brightest of lights.
I don't like that face. That's scary. Also, you are so tall. How tall is this man? And also look at the shading on his vest. Anyway.
Past the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London.
Oh yeah, this man would hit his head. Definitely.
Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay beneath it. And
okay. So is Natsume fine? Is he okay? God damn, the Hound of the Baskervilles. Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. And with that, we only have one case left. One episode left. And then we are done with the first game. And thus we have completed episode 4. This one was I'm trying to think. Do I like it more than the last one? I don't know if I do, actually. I don't know if well, I don't know. I think they're about equal. It was nice, though. It was nice. But anyway, that's going to be it from me for today. I thank you guys for watching today. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Consider checking out, following, subscribing to the Blue Sky, the Twitch, the Twitter, the YouTube. Yes, we will probably be back tomorrow. Not with Ace Attorney, probably. We might take a little breather before we start the last case. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we will see. I wish all of you a lovely rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you. Stay safe, take care. And hopefully my dinner will be done soon. I am getting hungry. Bye-bye!